Welcome, Taurus, to your chakra reading for August. Hope you friends are doing great out there. Welcome back, all subscribers. Anyone new, welcome, welcome. Okay, my friends, let's see what's going on with you. And straight in here, we have the throat chakra. There's a lot of communication this month when it comes to chakras. I have seen it in so many readings. Communication all over the place. And creativity, because it's also talking about that creativity that comes from the throat chakra. I need to listen. You need to listen. I need to speak. Back and forth, right? So a lot of communication going on. This communication is actually talking about the inspiration, talking about that desire that you have deep within yourself, Taurus. This is the I want, but I need the communication of how I'm going to get inspired. Really need this, or within myself. I don't know. It just feels like some days you feel like you know what you're doing, you have the power under your belt, you've got this, and then all of a sudden some days are just so challenging that it just seems like I don't have it under my belt, I don't have control of it. So something new and inspiring needs to come from this, taking on kind of a new journey, a new twist, and maybe a new kind of, I don't know, creativity, to get inspired to figure out how you're going to really keep that in control. Not just some days, but I need it pretty much every day. We talk about that wishy-washy Taurian back and forth, right? Energy. Trusting within yourself that you know that you can have this. Trusting yourself that whatever it is that you want and your desire, you have this. You just have to get more inspired and really inspire yourself through communication. Communicating with your higher self to know exactly what it is that you really need. Instead of trying to swim upstream, my friends, you need to kind of go with the flow. Here we go again, right? Here we go again, going on the flow. We did this in May. We did this in April. We have to go with the flow again. Why? Because in May, we felt like we had everything pretty much under control. Everything was going good. And now all of a sudden, it's an uphill battle again with a very large backpack. And then some days it feels like the backpack just like emptied out and I don't know, everything is going awesome. So definitely wishy-washy. We have to trust within the universe and trust within ourselves that everything will go the way it needs to be. Here we go. Ladybird, accept happiness and good fortune. How am I going to accept it? Right? How am I going to accept it if it's always an uphill battle? It's just unexpected. It's waiting for that unexpected turn. As soon as you find the inspiration within yourself and you say, I want this, I've got this, and really listening to yourself or those who are trying to help you along the way, don't be stubborn, right? No, I've got this. And then you realize, oh shit, I don't. Right, then you'll come with a compromise and then you have balance. But you have to have the compromise within the self, right? And this is going to strengthen the bond within your own self. We're talking about yourself, your own chakras. Strengthen the bonds within your soul. Remember, your soul is here on its journey. We're not here on a soul journey. Your soul is here on an earthly bound journey. So really allowing it to kind of abruptly pop and let that go. Really picking up the pace. Allowing it to do what it needs to do on its flow. Why? I always say it too. It's like, I don't know what, we're all born under a certain zodiac for a certain reason. Ours is definitely trying to stay balanced, just as bad as Libra, right? That's why we share Venus as our sign. Shh, mind blow. So, look, I still think that with the communication, though, if we get inspired and we do what we need to do, there could be some exciting conversations that could be coming around. Just need to figure it out. Okay. Let's see what's going on over here, Taurus. Yep, stop fighting with yourself. And that's, you know what, that's crazy because that's the first thing that I heard. It's not even the fighting with other people. I'm not going to say that some of you aren't having arguments with other people because we have communication. Some of you might. Maybe, you know, they're trying to control the situation where your inspiration comes from. But, you know, first thing I heard was stop fighting with yourself. Damn it. Because usually that's how it always ends up anyways. How are we going to have an incredible breakthrough if we can't even trust ourselves and we keep fighting with ourselves, right? So, yeah, because it just causes downfall and kind of some kind of like depression, sadness. I don't know what's going on, right? Now we have to reflect and go backwards. Yes, actually go backwards to the past to figure out where did we screw up? How am I going to do this? You might even have somebody coming back from the past who is giving you a little anxiety, who's kind of arguing your point. Maybe they don't see it your way. Oh boy, right? Oh, Jiminy, here we go. So we have to see that as well. So, and it could be from the family sector. Just saying. But I will say it is Leo season, so it is for Taurus a fantastic time to honor the past. Just have to get to the reflection and trust within ourselves and within the universe so that we can actually fall through. Look at that. Somebody's getting inheritance. Having some kind of major breakthrough, as soon as the happiness and the good fortune come through and we allow this to happen, you will have a huge breakthrough. Some kind of reconciliation, some kind of dream coming through, some kind of inheritance, some major breakthrough. We just have to clear out the old energy and be inspired to bring in the new energy and through communication. Somebody has somebody depressed, guys. I'm sorry. Somebody from the past has really got you down, and I think this is where you're having a hard time struggling. For somebody, someone has broken your heart. It could be a family member, it could be anybody. And I think you're holding on to that. And I think that's where a lot of the downward spiral of some days are really good and then some days are not so good, because this keeps coming up inside my mind and my heart. And I really need to pull through this. And this is where the compromise of how am I going to heal through this situation if I keep battling in my own head about this situation. That's where the battling in my head is. So somebody from the past really has you up in your mind. And it's really hard to battle each day knowing that you can't 100% get past this. But then if that's where, yeah, upstream, downstream. So you do have the judgment, though, with the compromise. So as soon as you do get the compromise, you're going to have this blossom around you. This news that's coming toward you, Taurus, is going to be so blossoming, so awesome that, you know, I pray it pulls you out of the sector of the sadness that you have over here, right? Because I'm just, you know, I'm just hoping it pulls that energy right away, because it's showing that it's going to come in really fast and really, really quick. It's going to happen so fast. Yeah, it says you won't even be able to think about that sadness anymore. It's not going to make you feel like you're trapped anymore. You're going to be able to move in different directions, in such beautiful new directions, that it's going to bring in the Ace of Coins. Wow. No, not even the Ace of Coins. I'm sorry, guys. The 10 of Coins. Overall satisfaction to the situation, changing the situation and your world. You know, and that's good, though, because that means that at least if the world card is right side up, then that means you don't have to feel like you have to conclude something. You're not going to feel like something has to come to an end for a new beginning. If you have something going on in your life where you feel like, oh my God, I can't do this until this chapter ends. That's not what the universe is saying. The universe is not saying that. They say, you accept the happiness and the good fortune and get inspired to what you want and really trust within yourself and within us. And we will close that chapter for you, Taurus. I'm going to change it. I am going to step out and help you change this, because you know what? It's actually something that's already concluded. It's only you who's holding on to it. But otherwise, it already has an ending. It's the past that you're holding on to that actually has already, you know, that book is closed. It's you who keeps a bookmarker in it. You see what I'm saying? And that's why it doesn't have to have a conclusion, because it's already ended. You already have new directions that you're going in. It's just the hard part to see where it's going. So I feel in this area, it's just more of the healing and the getting out of the mind, the overthinking, because in actuality, it's already over. It's just us who has to let go. Man. But that's okay because that will bring in the Six of Coins. Because you can hold tight, be able to grow, be able to focus. You have the inspiration now to really have underneath your feet so that you can take those steps that you need, rebuilding your energy, reconnecting with the people that you really, really need. And if you have other people that you need to reconnect with from the past, you can actually reconnect with them, not the person that hurt you so much. That's done. Remember, that's concluded. We're talking about all these new things that are coming in, or reconnecting with people from the past who make you happy. It could be an old cousin that you haven't seen in a very long time comes around, and all of a sudden you're reconnecting as children, bringing in that awareness and spark of maybe even inner childhood. So, and just allowing yourself to feel like your younger self again, making yourself feel good without any of these painful hurt things that just really made up the chapter of that part of your book. But that chapter's over. It's kind of like reading a book, guys, and you have this character. That character dies. And then they're not seen in the book anymore, right? But you have to allow that piece to die. But see, this isn't one of those Taurus things where it's like, I can't stand you, so I've made you dead. Tauruses do that. I don't know very many Tauruses that don't do that, because then you run into that person, you're like, oh, ghost. It's not like that. This one is the one where you didn't want it to get away. This is the one that I gave everything. I did whatever it was, and it hurts. I didn't bury you in the backyard. This one holds emotion. But in this chapter, that person doesn't exist. So the breakthrough that you have would be all of these other things. But it's truthful, it's justice, and it brings in the balance that we need. And it's kind of crazy because, you might even start feeling a little more flirtatious through, communication, because you're going to feel whole again. So if you've been holding on to some old love that you knew was a good love, now you can feel like you have new love. You have new balance with yourself. Your soul is complete. You're balanced. You have the inspiration to keep continuing to have communication. I feel a very flirty energy over here. And maybe you haven't felt flirty for a while, especially if, you're divorced and this person hurt you, however it is. But I do feel a little more flirtatiousness coming in towards the end of the month, my friends, to where you feel like, you know what, I'm single and I can mingle. I'm mingling around other people, maybe my best friend. Maybe this is even a death that you're holding on to. A true one. Grandmother, somebody. You know what I mean? And it's just hurts. But this is going to allow you to release, bring in the clarity that you need, get inspired for the happiness and the good fortune so that you can start changing the energy so that your soul can actually start doing what it needs to do. Your soul has learned what it is it needs to learn, and that's why that chapter is closed. Okay? So there will be new goals, setting your sights on new passions, being inspired to really want to grab the bull by its horns and really get going, guys. Okay? So it is a very inspiring, warm, cozy atmosphere that is right at your fingertips. Okay? So that's where your chakras really need to be, and then you'll feel very balanced for the rest of the month, and hopefully next month as well. Okay, as long as you don't backslide. That's my issue. And I know a lot of yours as well. Feeling confident, stepping into the comfort zone, doing good, knowing everything's great, and then everything's easygoing, and then here we might be backsliding again. But next month we do have some new energies coming through, guys. Okay, so I do hope that wherever the communication is coming through, it will allow it to start flowing again, opening up the minds and, you know, of those around you to want to be inspired also to buy what you have, do the things that you want, and you'll feel like you're, you know, all the concerns that you've been having are pretty much tackled for that time. Okay? And that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love, Taurus. Bye bye.